Hey guys, what's going on? DanGibbs996 here with another video. I'm doing a Black Ops commentary today, playing with the HK21 and with extended mag, and the M1911 with extended mag. I'm sorry if I sound a bit low on the headset, and if I'm not talking very loudly, and if I sniff quite a lot in this video. I've got a bit of a cold. Not feeling too great at the moment. Had a bit of a shitty day. But oh well, I was supposed to be uploading a video on Friday, but didn't get around to it because I just felt so ill. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to talk about the subject of which is better. Again, I'm going to do like Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3, which is better. I'm going to talk about, this time, instead of those two games, I'm going to talk about the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Which of the two systems is better? It's a question that comes up all the bloody time. The main reason I'm doing it is because I get messaged quite a lot in my inbox, like quite a few people asking me which I think is a better system. I mean, obviously they know I play PS3, but they asked me which I think is a better system, Xbox or PS3. Well, I thought I'd do a comparison of both of them because they're quite different systems. They have different like features and stuff. So I thought I definitely would give a little opinion on both systems. I'm going to start now by saying that I'm not a fanboy. I don't immediately hate someone just because they play the opposite console or anything. I mean, sometimes I joke around, but I don't mean it. You know, I'm going to be honest now, I love both systems. I love the Xbox 360 and I love the PlayStation 3. So I don't have any complaints. If you like the Xbox, good for you. If you like the PS3, good for you. They're both great systems. I do prefer the PS3, but I play both of them and they're both great. Anyway, so to start off, I'm going to talk about the different things that make both systems better. Okay? You know, I'll talk about what they were like beforehand, before they changed. I mean, both systems have changed quite a lot since their release. You know, all that kind of stuff. The Xbox hasn't changed too much. That was launched in 2005. You know, a load of people liked it when it first came out. In fact, people liked it before it came out. It was a really big thing when it launched. I turned on the news an awful lot on TV, and all I could see was like stuff about the new Microsoft console coming out. In the newspapers, all I could see was oh, buy the new Xbox 360 on November 2005 and all that kind of stuff. You know, it was quite ridiculous, to be honest. Like, the hype was mad. But anyway, the Xbox has really not changed too much. They've changed a few minor things, but it hasn't been too much change. The PS3 gained quite a negative reaction when it first came out. You know, it was faulty. I think Sony just rushed it onto the shelves in order to, you know, get into competition with Microsoft and Nintendo. So yeah, that's really the thing. Sony mostly rushed it out, and as a result, it didn't do too well when it first came out. It did sell a lot, obviously, and made Sony quite a bit of money. But in the end, they did. A lot of people sent back their consoles because it was, you know, it was a very faulty system. I had a mate who bought a PS3, and on the night he got it, he played it for 5 minutes. I think he played Call of Duty 3 for about 2 or 3 minutes, and immediately it crashed. He had the yellow line of death, it wouldn't work. So yeah, the PS3 had a really faulty design when it first came out. But when the PS3 Slim came out in 2009, the systems become even more popular. I mean, obviously there's some people who have, you know, who have 60 gig PS3s today, and they still work. I have 2 friends who have them, and they still work perfectly. They've never had any yellow line of death or anything. So, you know, that seems okay. But a lot of people who have the original, it did glitch quite a bit. So, you know, it didn't get a very good reaction when it first came out. But when the PS3 Slim came out, it became even more popular, because that one was really good. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the different things that differ both systems. I'll talk about the deciding point for most people. I mean, this isn't a deciding point for why I like consoles, but a lot of people think it is. I'll talk about the graphics first, about both systems. A lot of people compare them. A lot of people say, "Oh, the graphics is better on this system. The graphics look choppy on this system. They look a bit more jagged on this system." I'm going to go on record by saying right now that, to be very honest, I don't see any difference in both systems. I think they look almost exactly the same. I think the Xbox has got good graphics. I think the PS3 has got good graphics. I think one reason why some people say the PS3's got better graphics is because it uses Blu-ray as its media, as its video format, instead of using HD CD, which is what the Xbox uses. To be very honest, I don't really think that makes much of a difference for PS3. I think mainly because the games are usually designed for Xbox first, and then ported onto PS3. I think that's how it goes. I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of companies do, and I mean a lot of companies do test their games on Xbox instead of PS3. I mean, you know, Black Ops and everything, and all that kind of stuff, they test it on Xbox. I've seen a lot of like testing rooms, a lot of things at E3. They always have Xbox, no PlayStation 3. I mean, the only games that I've seen tested with PS3 are all the exclusive games like Resistance and stuff. So, you know, I don't know. They're both good. I don't know what it is, but Xbox, they seem to be developed for Xbox first and then ported onto PS3. I mean, I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I mean, I've heard that from a few people, but I don't know. It's how it seems, because, you know, there are some games that the PS3 exclusives have amazing graphics, and the normal games have obviously great graphics. I mean, really good, but not as good as the PS3 exclusives. I don't really know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so basically, you know, I think, to be honest, I don't think the graphics is something to compare, because, to be very honest, they look almost exactly the same. They look no different at all. In fact, sometimes I actually think, with some games, the Xbox looks better. I mean, I went round to my friend's house, I played Modern Warfare 2 one night, and then my friend called me round to his house, and we played Modern Warfare 2 on his Xbox, and I'm going to be very honest, the graphics actually looked a lot better on the Xbox that night. I don't know, maybe it's because of the TV he was using. I have no idea, or maybe he had like a special cable or something, like an HD cable, I don't know. No idea, but to be very honest, it looked kind of better. So sometimes the graphics can look better on one system, sometimes it can look better on the other. So I don't think graphics is a big thing to compare, because they sometimes look different. It depends what game you're playing, really. You know. Anyway, the online facilities, obviously PS3 uses PlayStation Network, and obviously Xbox 360 uses Xbox Live. I think Xbox Live has quite a lot more players. I'm not sure, maybe it's because it came out first, or maybe generally it's just more popular, I don't know. But, you know, I think Xbox Live's got quite a few more players on it than PSN does. But I don't know. Xbox Live has definitely got, you know, it obviously plays online with all the multiplayer games and all that kind of stuff. Unlike PlayStation Network, it doesn't have an internet browser, which is something a lot of people were disappointed about, I think. I don't really know. A lot of consoles have internet browsers. I mean, even the bloody Nintendo Wii has a bloody internet browser. But that's nothing to criticise on, because obviously that's not a big deal. I think there is going to be an internet browser coming onto Xbox 360 soon. I've heard rumours, but I don't know. For now, it doesn't have one. Xbox Live costs money over months. Now, that's one thing that I used to complain about the Xbox 360. It cost 15 quid a month to play online. 15 quid, I thought I could dodge that anymore. 15 quid 1 month to play, and it wasn't like you have to pay 15 to activate the account. No, you pay 15 each month. I mean, come on, that is ridiculous. I'm not criticising it too much, I don't hate it for that, but my god, that was the one reason my mum didn't really allow me to, you know, play on Xbox Live that often, because of the fucking price. It was ridiculous. I mean, come on. But now, I don't really care about that. It's actually quite reasonable now. I think they've reduced the price. In fact, they have reduced the price to 5 quid, which is actually a lot better. You know, it's a lot cheaper than MMORPGs. It's a lot cheaper, a lot more, you know, fair. 15 quid's a bit ridiculous for, you know, just like an account on Xbox Live. So definitely, yeah, that's definitely improved. But still, PS3 is completely free to play online. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to pay, like, one transaction to activate the account or anything. No, it's completely free. The only time you really have to pay for anything is when you're, like, planning to buy something off PlayStation Store. Other than that, you do not have to do anything, to pay anything like that. I think some things are actually cheaper to buy on PlayStation Store. I'm not completely sure, though. Like, the Modern Warfare 2 map pack, the Call of Duty map packs, I think are usually cheaper. I remember this because when the first map pack for Modern Warfare 2 was coming out, it was quite hyped. I remember my friend complaining because he had an Xbox and it was about, I think it was about 15 quid to buy an Xbox, while on PSN it was about 11 quid to buy. I mean, obviously that's not a big difference, but yeah, it's still cheaper. You know, that's another reason why some people may have the other console, because it's cheaper to buy on PSN and PSN instead of Xbox Live. I don't know. Or maybe it's cheaper to buy on Xbox Live than PSN. I don't really know. Some things are cheaper on Xbox Live, but some things are cheaper on PSN. So, you know, again, I don't think that's a deciding point like most people have, because some games are cheaper, some are more expensive on each system. They're pretty decent, you know what I mean? Like the prices on Xbox Live Marketplace and PlayStation Store are pretty good. You can buy some full games on both the networks. Like, you know, probably example, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was released on PSN quite recently as like a full game. That's only 23 quid, so that is pretty good for a downloadable game. But to be very honest, I think some people might think that as a rip-off, because to be very honest, you could buy those games from shops and they're much cheaper, so I think more people are going to do that. Anyway, so enough talking about the Xbox Live Marketplace and PlayStation Store. I think the controllers for both systems are very different. You know, the PS3's got a much smaller controller than the Xbox 360. That's one thing I like about it. The controller's quite small. It's a lot easier to handle. With the Xbox controller, you do have to stretch your fingers quite a bit to play it, and of course, the joysticks are placed in different areas, which looks ridiculous. I think that's a bit stupid. They should have just placed it at the same place as the PS3. But that's not a major complaint, you know. I mean, obviously, if you've been playing PS3 for a long time and then suddenly start playing Xbox, you are obviously going to have a little bit of trouble. But eventually, you do get used to it, and you know, it's a lot better. But still, you know, I don't know why the controller has the joysticks like that, but it's not a huge deal. The controller's still great, it works fine, all that kind of stuff. It's good. I actually do kind of think that the PS3 controller has a really shit battery. I mean, obviously you can recharge it and everything with the cable, but unfortunately that is really annoying that you constantly have to keep seeing that bloody message come up in the corner, you know, or your battery's low, please plug it into the PlayStation 3 to charge. It really irritates me, and it comes up so much, and it's because the battery runs out so quickly. And, you know, it's not like an Xbox controller, at least it feels like this. With the Xbox controller, you can leave it on without playing it, and the battery won't run down unless you use it to play a game or something, or use it to play menus and all that kind of stuff. But with PS3, you leave the controller on without doing anything, and it will run low, which is really irritating. So the PS3 controller battery seems to be not as good as the Xbox. I'm not completely sure. Some Xbox controllers have regular batteries, while PS3 controllers always have rechargeable batteries. But you know, you can get both on both systems. You can get both normal batteries and rechargeable batteries on both systems. I'll also talk about, like, you know, the exclusive games. That's another deciding point for a lot of people. The games that are only released on those systems, like, you know, there's a lot of games that were published by Microsoft and Sony, and as a result, they're only released on that system. And as a result, they only get released on that system, obviously, as I just said a second ago, actually. The Xbox, it wins here. I actually think the Xbox, even though I think the PS3 is a better system generally, even though I like both of them, I do kind of think that the Xbox has got better exclusive games. Xbox has got all the really killer ones, like really cool ones like Halo. I mean, come on, that's a great series. Absolutely love it. That's my favourite Xbox exclusive. Gears of War, absolutely love that game. Absolutely brilliant. There's obviously the Crackdown series, which is okay. That's a bit of an, you know, okay series, I guess. It's not that great. Very weird game. The Crackdown's alright, I guess. It's not the worst. There's also the Left 4 Dead series. That's on Xbox only. Then that one I don't know why, because I think it's a contract issue with Valve, because Microsoft didn't have anything to do with publishing that. But for some reason it only came out on Xbox. I'm not actually sure why. You know. Yeah, there's quite a lot of exclusive games on Xbox that are pretty good, especially Halo. That's amazing, by the way. I'm sure I might have forgotten a few, so if I have, please tell me, because You know, it's great. They're all great. Xbox exclusive. I think they're much better than the PS3 ones. But to be very honest, the PS3 does have some really good exclusive games. It has games like Uncharted, which I absolutely love. God of War is great. Motorstorm, I think, okay, but you know, not the greatest. Of course, there's the Gran Turismo series, which I think's pretty good. That's alright, I guess. Resistance is my favourite of the exclusive games. That's absolutely brilliant. I love Resistance Fallen Man. I love Resistance 2. Resistance 3, I have played some of the beta and it's pretty good. I haven't played the actual game yet, but you know, I probably will do soon. I'm probably going to buy it soon. It's pretty good. I love Resistance. So yeah, PS3 has good exclusive games, but I think Xbox has got a few better ones, like of course Halo and all that kind of stuff, and Left 4 Dead. Hardware-wise, I think the PS3 is a bit superior because it's definitely allowed to hold more on the hard drive. I mean, the Xbox can hold quite a lot, but think about it, a lot of games recently have been released with 2 discs on Xbox. LA Noire was released recently, that had 2 discs because it was so big. And that's the exact same for what will happen for Battlefield 3, that's going to have 2 discs as well. So yeah, I kind of do think that the PS3's got better hardware, it can store more and all that. But that's not a major thing, you know. But the problem is also that can obviously lead to a problem with PS3 as well, because obviously LA Noire, that you know, LA Noire had a lot of complaints from people, PS3 users, because it crashed quite a lot on PS3. But that ain't a huge deal. So I'll end this commentary here by saying that I love both systems. They're great. Love the Xbox, love the PS3, love the exclusive games on them. They're both really well designed, they're both got very good online facilities and all that. They're both great. I'm not a fanboy. I don't immediately say, oh my god, this guy sucks because he plays Xbox, not PS3. I do prefer PS3, but they're both great. So I thought I'd just voice my opinion on that. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. What's your favourite console, Xbox or PS3? I'm sorry there wasn't too much gameplay at the end of the commentary, but yeah, sorry. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon, guys. Take care.